Real passionate for Leah, but I am here to kick things off. My name is Abby Maliner, and I am here because one time, not so long ago, Leah walked up to me in a different bar in the 8th District. And from that moment, I knew that I wanted to know more about her. I had actually heard about her just earlier that day because of my work with the Feminist Action Collective. We believe that there should be more women in positions of leadership.
Right on.
Women are 50% of the community, we should be 50% of leadership, and that is only one of the many reasons that I support Leah and why I am here today. Leah is an awesome person, and I truly believe in her ability to make good things happen in this district. This district has never had a woman in this position, and that is crazy to me. That's not an adequate representation of our community, right?
Right.
Woo! So, without any further ado, I'm going to introduce the next person to speak. His name is Jerry Henkel, and he is a longtime community member of the North Shore, and he is a new friend of Leah's.
Woo! Jerry!
Abby's tall.
She is.
Hey, I got notes. I'm not used to talking in public anymore. I used to be. This is what I want to say. We have a huge problem in the 8th District. We have an old man representing us in Washington, D.C., who has betrayed a large part of the almost 180,000 people who voted for him. We counted on him to play by the rules of the game. However, along with another representative from Minnesota, he has short-circuited an important process regarding the protection of our environment in 2 bills that he has co-sponsored. Let's short-circuit Representative Nolan and bring him home to Minnesota where he can enjoy his retirement. I have little regard or respect for the majority of politicians and our political parties, including many Democrats. They do the dirty work of their corporate owners in the halls of government. We need a rep in Washington who has talked with thousands of people this past summer and says she can represent all of us. That's very possible. Leah is a fresh face without any baggage, and with a background that includes the Iron Range, this Lake Superior area, and the southern part of the district. Let me amend that statement to reflect an important reality about American political and cultural life. Leah is not only a fresh face, and as Abby said, Leah is a fresh female face. As somebody said when I was talking with Leah and Barb and the other day, hashtag FFF.
Fresh female face. Yeah.
Let's elect our first female rep from the 8th District. There's too much at stake for the whole earth for us to just sit at home and try to be good people. I don't need to recite a list of all the problems that we have in the world right now. You all know what they are. Leah cannot do it alone. We need to support her in this difficult work and to get her to Washington, D.C. This campaign is not about her. It's about us and about the condition of the world we live in and about what we need to do to make it better. Leah is not our savior, but Leah can be a leader in our region and in Congress. She is very capable of that. She has proven it in the work that she's been doing for the last 10 years. And she will be the first to tell you that she cannot do it alone, that we all need to participate and work together. When I look at Leah, and when I talk to her, she genuinely listens, and she responds intelligently and compassionately, and looks for ways to to unify all of us. She's moved me out of my own cynicism and given me a reason to become involved once again in the necessary world of politics. There are many people like me in our district. We need to reach out to them. So in the next year, before we get to vote for a representative, I ask you to do this with me. Number one, take the time to communicate with Leah and tell her what you want regarding your issues. Number two, talk to your neighbors about those issues and point out how Leah can work for all of us in Washington. Number three, volunteer and serve in her campaign. Number four, if you've got money, give it to her. And
number
most
one.
importantly, 1 year from now, vote for her. We can win.
Yes, we can.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
I have to introduce somebody else. Sue Higgs, former mayor of Grand Marais and Cook County Commissioner. I just want to mention one other thing before she comes up here. And this is kind of silly, but I think it's also very serious. We have a problem. We need unity in this district. And you take the name Leah, L-E-A-H, and you just switch the first letter and the last letter around. And what you get is heal. I think she can do that.
Thank you, Jerry. Oh my gosh, it is so fantastic to be here at Leah's kickoff. She's running for Congress. Yes. So, Leah and I first met on the phone last spring. We were chatting. At that point, we were potential competitors for this job. And we thought it was going to be an open seat. And during that first phone call, Leah told me that she welcomed all women into this race. And I liked her immediately. We shared ideas and information. We supported each other as capable, progressive women running for office. We dreamed of working together, staying open to all possibilities, and here we are. I'm supporting Leah Phifer because she supports women in political leadership, and we need more women in Congress. When I look at Leah, I see nothing but promise. She's hardworking and wicked smart. Having earned a master's degree in public policy from the Humphrey School of Public Affairs while succeeding in a career she is still passionate about, national security. As a fifth generation native of northern Minnesota, she's got relatives here. Hello, everybody.
Iron Range.
Yeah. Leah understands the complexity of the issues facing the 8th. These are issues she heard about during her listening tour around the 8th in 80 days. For example, she is sensitive to the delicate balance between economic development, especially mining, and protecting our environment. From her work in Homeland Security and the FBI, she knows what works and what doesn't work when it comes to protecting our country. She listened on her tour to the concerns of pregnant moms, vets, and senior citizens who often have to drive 50 to 100 miles to the nearest hospital. And Leah cares deeply about teacher shortages and the continual grind for adequate funding to provide quality public education in rural America. In short, we need to elect Leah Phifer because she knows us, the good and the bad, and wants to bring us together around the issues that are most important to us. But honestly, I have a confession. I'm mostly supporting Leah because she's really cool. I mean, she rides a purple motorcycle. She doesn't care if she has helmet hair. She can shoot. She's a sporting clay extraordinaire. And she's worked for the FBI as an intelligence analyst fighting counterterrorism. Now she wants to be our Congresswoman. And that is the coolest thing of all. Some say Leah is a long shot to earn the DFL endorsement and get elected to Congress. I say there is a path to victory for Leah to be elected to Congress. And that path to victory is getting wider every day.
Woo! Yeah.
But she needs you and she needs me. She needs each of us. So please join me in supporting Leah Phifer for Congress. In just a moment, Leah's going to get up here and talk with us. But before she does, I just want to remind everybody that there's plenty of opportunity to volunteer for the campaign. There's a sign-up sheet over here. And she needs money. These things cost money, so anything you can give, 25 bucks, 100 bucks, 2,700 bucks, we'll take it. But seriously, any amount helps. Anything you can do to sign up and volunteer for the campaign would be greatly appreciated. And now, without any further ado, I'm pleased to present our next Congresswoman in the 8th District, Leah Phifer.
Wow, I didn't really realize how beautiful you all looked until I stood up here and was able to see all your faces. Thank you so much, and thank you for the kind words, Sue and Jerry and Abby. I really, really appreciate you all being here tonight after the Vikings game, and made it through. So I just am so honored to be standing in my hometown of Two Harbors here. Here at the beginning of this journey. So just to kind of give you an idea for a lot of our Two Harbors folks here, I grew up just a few blocks from here. Kitty corner from the John A. Johnson Elementary School, okay? And I grew up in a family that wasn't really political. My mom built her own small business, Trading Connections. My dad worked at the taconite plant in Silver Bay. My grandparents built Sherry's Kitchen. You may know it now as the Vanilla Bean. And my other grandparents invested 30 years in the Ely school system. I am really quite proud of the accomplishments and the investments that my family has made in this region. And I am incredibly proud to stand here today as I seek your support as I run for Congress in the 8th District. So as I mentioned, we weren't really a political family. We are kind of this strange combination of Republicans and Democrats and independents, and I think, Grandma, you're a libertarian, yes? So, we're just sort of this hodgepodge group. Politics never really defined us. We were doers and makers. We were small business owners, and we worked in taconite plants. So growing up, I didn't really know how I fit in this family of doers and makers. What was I supposed to be? So I was quite excited when at about 12 years old, my parents sat me down and they said, we are going to tell you what we expect of you. And I thought, finally, some clarity, some sort of career path. They're going to tell me what I should be. So my mom and dad sat me down in the house in Two Harbors, about 12 years old, and they said, we expect you to be a good citizen. And I thought, what kind of career path is that? I thought, what about doctor, lawyer? I mean, how do I work with good citizen? And it really wasn't until I grew older that I realized how difficult it is to be a good citizen. Being a good citizen means actually seeing when your neighbors and friends are hurting and doing something about it, even if that means going outside your comfort zone. For me, That meant leaving my comfort zone. That meant acknowledging that even though I worked in public service, I wasn't serving to the best of my ability. I wasn't being the best citizen I could be when my friends, when my neighbors, when my family, when my country was hurting. So I left. So I left the FBI a few months ago, and I left a career in national security that I loved. And I got out of my comfort zone because I wanted to improve the laws I'd been enforcing. I wanted to improve the lives I'd been touching. And I wanted to do it in the area where we need it most, in our nation's capital, in Congress right now. So I didn't have a manual. I wasn't really sure how I was going to do this. I Googled it, how to run for Congress, and didn't find a whole lot that helped. So I just got on my motorcycle. And I did the only thing I knew how to do, which was listen. So I got on my bike, I traveled to all 18 counties this summer, I put on 7,000 miles, and I connected with hundreds, if not thousands of people. And I listened. Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green, I didn't ask party affiliation, I just asked what mattered to them. And what I found was a whole lot of people trying to figure this out too. There are a whole lot of people in our district who are trying to figure out how we can pull together and make the changes that we need in this country. We are not alone. A lot of the folks I met this summer that are trying really hard to figure this out are sitting in this room right now. So I really wanted to bring a little bit of unity. Bring a little bit of unity tonight. And that's what I'm going to talk about a little more tonight, is this healing and this unity that we really need in our district, in our towns, in our country. We need a lot more of this. So as you look around tonight, and there's all kinds of folks here, Republican, Democrat, Independents, we're all here tonight because we believe that we do need to come together and that we can't do this alone. So I want to start by finish up by talking about 4 things that we all have in common that I heard as I traveled the district. No matter who I talked to, no matter the party affiliation, no matter the part of the district we were in, everyone can agree that our children deserve to grow up in safe neighborhoods with access to clean water and clean air. Our parents and our grandparents deserve to grow older with dignity, which includes reliable access to health care, not fighting with insurance companies. We can all agree that if you're working full-time in this country, you should be making a living wage that can put a roof over your head and food in the pantry. We can all agree on that. And lastly, we can all agree that we can't do this alone. No single party, no single person, no single demographic can make the changes that we desperately need. We need each other, we need to do this together, and we need to acknowledge that we all know that we all do better when we all do better. Yeah. Those 4 things that we have in common, if you promise to remember those 4 things, I promise to be a relentless advocate for you in our nation's capital. I promise that even if we disagree, I will always be available to you. I will always be here to talk through our differences and find a path forward together. I promise that no matter where I end up, no matter what job I end up in, I will always be here fighting beside you, working harder to become the best citizen that I can be. Thank you so much for listening.